quietly as I'm able. Um, Proverbs 5, warning against unchastity. 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding. 2. That thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. So, if you've ever been under the influence of a Jezebel, you need to get out from under it somehow. And so, I don't know how you do that. I don't know if you can, but I can't abide. You see? So, 3, for the lips of a strange woman drop as in honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil. 4, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. 5, her feet go down to hell. Her steps take hold on hell. Yeah, just get out from under that influence. She has no authority. That's what you have to consider. 6, lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. I don't know what you tell yourself, but dude, I'm not going to obey her. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. She doesn't. It's like her beliefs are just a mask. Um, and they may change and become the opposite of what they were 10 times a week. Um, you just can't fucking, you can't know a thing about her. 7, hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth. 8, remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house. 9, lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel. 10, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth. Remember, this is the king talking, a man of profound wisdom. So this is not child's play. What is being said is above your head, for sure. Um, no exceptions. 10, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth. And scripture is God breathed, they say. So you can formulate perfect doctrines just on what's written. And thy labors be in the house of a stranger. But here's the thing, God needs to illuminate for you. And so on the first read, you may not get it. Um, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. So someone said, what if you could not read? Well, you could still know God, couldn't you? Um, but thank God we know how to read and can read it, can have it read for us, right? So let's just forget that on those silly, childish questions and just go, well, I can read and I do want to learn of God. And so I need God to help me get understanding. And so I will read and I will hear and obey. And that's that. 11, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. Yep. So take away from your hard work and give it to strangers. Oh, isn't that what should happen? No, it isn't. You can be charitable, and you're encouraged to find charity within yourself, and it is more blessed to give than to receive. But to be robbed blind is not what you want, is it? I know the twisting. Uh, it's like the enemy sows confusion, and that's where we're at. And thou mourn at the last when thy flesh and thy body are consumed. 12, and say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof. It's like people are aliens sometimes, and not good ones. Are there any aliens who are good ones? Well, there can be people entertain strangers, I mean, angels unaware. So, it's not as though you should just hate strangers, is it? But anyway, 13, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. 14, I was almost in all evil in the midst of the congregation and assembly. 15, drink waters out of thine own cistern, right? So, oh, you need people to feed you energy? This is not good. And running waters out of thine own well. 16, let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. So some have said your own marriage should satisfy you. You should energize one another, right? You should not, have your energy drained, stolen. You should not be without life by the end of the first couple hours of the morning, right? So we'll get there. 16, let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets. 17, let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. Um, all of the beauty in the world, all of the, you know, the variety and the 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 loves and the entertainment in the world that um, could have come out of you know having many wives and many concubines and many female acquaintances um, who were good to Solomon or who were for him and not against him or who were his, right, so to speak. Well, well, one woman will give you trouble. So it can be troublesome to have and to manage that many um, females, right? So imagine, but at the end of all this, he realized he should just tell people, you should be satisfied with the wife of your youth, right? So there you go. 18. Let thy fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. See there? Let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad, and rivers of waters in the streets. Thy cup runneth over, allow it to do so, and be a blessing to others. 17, let them be only thine own, and not strangers with thee. You see? Okay, 19, let her be as the loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breasts, so don't let others poison your cistern, break it, right? Don't let shit flow into it. Um, and pleasant roe. Let her breasts satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished always with her love. We'll pause to reflect. So let's say David, who is father to Solomon, right? Um, you know, Solomon is God's and not David's, not truly, but he's father to Solomon. Yeah. So in David's whatever or in Solomon's childhood, there is probably instruction, right? Some guidance, some fatherly love. But there's a time when Solomon becomes king, right? So there's that, and he just but David is essentially worshipped um, as a god by women after his great victory over the giant Goliath, right? It maybe that went to his head. Maybe it meant more to him than it should have. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it didn't trouble him a bit. Maybe he thought, whatever. But he's overwhelmed with desire for a woman, and it goes badly for him, right? So maybe he's not impressed with it. Maybe he thinks, you know, maybe I am a god or whatever, and it goes to his head. Who knows? But don't let that thing go to your head. When you're admired by pretty girls, stuff like that, it means nothing. It can't mean anything. Um, you cannot, you know, you have to subject the flesh to the will of God and put it in subjection to the Spirit of the Lord and forget these lusts, forget them. So, if God shows you true love, by all means, what can you do about that? It's essentially as though you're trapped now, aren't you? You cannot overcome it. The 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 burning with passion. The apostle would say, "You should marry and sin not." And if a man finds a wife, he has not sinned. He's found a good thing. It is blessed to have children, and so on and so forth. This is fine. But stay on your mission, young man. Don't get distracted by comparison to other men. And for God's sake, don't let flattering lips impress you. Um, 20. And why wilt thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a stranger? 21. For the ways of man are before the eyes of the Lord. So he does appear to have wisdom. Yeah? If we can just give him that much. I mean, the Bible is whatever. Stupid people read it, right? Don't they? But anyway, I just, being ironic. And he shall be holden with the cords of his sins. 23. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. God forbid it.